Talk a little sports. The NBA Finals tonight. I'll probably go to the bar, watch it, or watch it here. We'll see. Before we get to that, let's talk about Boston. I was telling someone earlier that the Boston situation made no sense. Um, Last year, I've seen so much success with a first year coach. You would think that they would try to ride that out. And obviously, they made a decision to blow that up. Whether Ume Udoka did whatever it did, it didn't matter. The point is, um, this is not the first time a coach has had uh, questionable relationships with an owner, owner's family member, stuff like that. I think it's different because what people don't understand is at the end of the day, these are HR violations. You don't have to work at the biggest corporation or the smallest corporations to know that if I work for an organization and I put out this person is fired because of X, Y, Z, that's a violation. Obviously, we live in a society now where they want to know everything about everybody. If an employee is whatever, if they did wrong, if they did right, who they sleeping with, why they got fired, what was their pay rate, all this stuff like that. But keep in mind, these are all violations. It just happens that no one has sued yet. Um, Obviously, he has a pending litigation, and I think he's going to win his lawsuit. Um, because simply they put their information out, but also they suspended him and blocked the opportunity he'd have for the Brooklyn Nets. But also, it just made no sense. He was the only one to be able to figure out the Jason Tatum, Brown, Marcus Smart fiasco. And that's what this really is. It's a fiasco. They had 7 years to figure it out, and no one could. And now they have to blow it up. You can't pay Brown that much money and Tatum that much money, and they don't get along. You can tell that they don't like each other. You can tell that there's an imbalance. It doesn't have to be a personal imbalance, but there's an imbalance which stops the team from succeeding. The fact that they've made it this far with so many years is amazing, but it's time to blow the team up. Um, I remember as an old Knicks fan, there should have been questions that there weren't. When Phil Jackson has a long relationship with Jenny Buss, and this man was coaching the Knicks. He was head coach of the Lakers for many, many years. The Buss family didn't have an issue with him sleeping with the daughter of the owner. None of us heard, seen pictures of anybody telling him about what she was doing with him, and all that stuff like that. All of a sudden, now we need to know what this man is doing at the workplace. Was it more egregious that he's sleeping with other people at the job? Sure. You can say, oh, he has multiple partners. This was a long-term relationship. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We don't need to know this man's information. I don't care who people sleep with, unless you're trying to sleep with me. It just doesn't matter. But you caused that team a championship run. Now, I don't think they would have beat Denver as is, but when it comes to playoffs, strategy works. And when you have someone that can figure out strategy on the fly, because you only have so many games to do it, you really want to rely on that person heavily. And they didn't have that opportunity this year, and they failed. Now moving on to Denver and Miami, I actually thought Miami was going to lose last series because I didn't think they would be able to corral three guys. They figured it out. They were able to. Obviously, it looked rocky because they went to Game 7 after winning three and then losing three. But actually, Miami plays Denver really well this season. But Jimmy Butler is. Some people can motivate people to do things that they never thought they could do. That you look at them and say, well, they can't do that because of whatever. But motivation and heart, encouraging words, stuff like that go a long way to people who you wouldn't think that they can have a chance. No one thinks Kyle Lowry can compete against Boston. You don't think Bam, average guys. No disrespect to the Miami Heat, but these are essentially a group of role players and a bulldog named Jimmy Butler. And he's telling them, if you got my back, I got yours. And we're going to ride through these guys. And we're going to beat them. But it's from the top bottom, the top down. Pat Riley, same mentality. I'm going to ride with my guys. I don't care who you got over there. I remember when he was a coach for Miami Heat many times. Alonzo Mourning. Alonzo Mourning is one of the workers. I think he's like a GM or something like that, or a co-president, something like that. These are the things that instilled in the foundation of Miami Heat right now. So when you have bulldogs and encouragers and just guys that are relentless, you have a shot at every game. Kyle Lowry, a champion, won with Kawhi Leonard and Toronto Raptors. So when you have, obviously, Udonis Haslem is there. You have a heart of champions, but also guys that are relentless. We're told that you don't match up. You shouldn't be here. You're not a champion. You don't look like a champion. You don't play like a champion. But these guys have stood the test of time. And Miami has been a great team for a long time. And Jimmy Butler has taken that torch and running with it. I do not think they'll win against Denver, though. I think Denver is just playing a higher level of basketball, more team sport, more rounded sport, getting everybody involved, playing solid defense, keeping turnovers low, getting boards, and just executing. I think they have more veteran leadership. But it should be interesting. I think Denver will win in like 5 games or 6, something like that. It really should be 5. But keep in mind, the heart of a championship, Jimmy Butler is doing the lion's share of that work in Miami. And I don't know if he'll be rewarded for it ever because he's really doing it alone. But, encouraging words, foundational stuff, like putting the work in every day. You may not look the best. No one says Jimmy Butler's the all-star, best team, best person in the league. He's never been in the conversation with LeBron's and obviously the KDs, the Currys. But every postseason, that man is there. Every postseason, that man is there. And every postseason, that man is saying, what? I'm here, and they at home. So we have to give credit to credit, or credit due with Jimmy Butler. I got Denver in 5 or 6. I want to say 5, but I'm going to say 6 because Jimmy Butler and Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra. Sorry, man, I give a lot of credit to Eric Spoelstra. He had them guys playing zone and you don't see zone a lot in the NBA because it's kind of frowned upon. You see it more in college. They're like, oh, well, I'll play man and play man. But zone, especially you have a team that likes to drive and, you want to get teams out of rhythm. And when you got 3 guys in Boston, you want to try to get them out of rhythm, play zone. And then what Eric Spoelstra did was he kept toying with them. I'll play it one game, won't play it next game. So by the time you practice for it, I'm not using it no more. And so it was really a big execution for the coaching staff in Miami. And that's why I said it comes down to coaches and X and O's who can learn on the fly and figure it on the fly. And that's why I don't think Boston should have got rid of Ume because he figured it out. You look at what Steve Kerr is doing with the Warriors, and just historically, you watch veteran leadership coaches being able to change on the fly. Steve Kerr, Phil Jackson, any coach, Greg Popovich. You look at and study their coaching against teams that they probably should have never been close to. But because they'll either let's play zone, let's play 4-1, let's play different things offensively and defensively to give us a shot. And I think that's what Boston didn't do, and that's what Miami did, and that's why they're in the finals. It's going to be interesting. I hope it's a good series. Give us at least 5-6 games. I don't think this will be 7, and this going to be over about a week and a half. All right, peace.